Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cabinet Vision Guy. In today's episode, we're going to continue our series on the bidding multiplier or the bid center, and we're going to start to touch on the topic of labor rates and a few different places we can enter that into our CV system. There are a couple of different ways that we can handle labor inside CV. We can add labor values, so time in minutes, to different items, things like assemblies and accessories, or we can build up a comprehensive labor table and add that into our main rate table. In this episode, we're going to focus on all the different ways we can add labor directly for things like, again, assemblies, accessories, drawboxes, rollouts. And in the next episode, we're going to focus purely on how we can build up a comprehensive labor table. So let's take a look at a few different areas where we can add labor values into our system. And the first one is probably the most obvious, but we can add labor values directly to the assemblies themselves. So if I click on my assembly here, what I can do is right click and go to properties. And you can see I've added 60 minutes of labor, and once I go into the bid center, I'll need to make sure that I have a correct bid method set up for this, but it should bring through the labor values that I've got added here and into the other assemblies as well. The next place is for accessories, and you'll see with this one I've actually got this listed as a sub-assembly, so it's part of another assembly. So if I just head down to cabinet level, and I'm going to head to face view just so I can select the accessory itself, but when I right click on this and go through to properties, we can also see that I've got a labor time that I can input into this and the other accessories that I've got within my job as well. So if I OK this, the next thing that we're going to take a look at is where we can add drawbox labor times. So if I just head up to job, into cabinet, and of course we can do this from the welcome screen and modify multiple construction methods, but I'm just going to modify for this job. And if I click on this one, under general, we've obviously got a cost for the drawbox itself, but the next option is we can input a number of minutes for the drawbox as well. And just like with drawboxes, we can do the exact same for the rollout as well. So if I go for modify for this job, under general, again we have the cost per rollout, and then the next option we've got is we can enter a number of minutes that are all added up per rollout into the bid center. Now the next area where we can add labor values in is out on the welcome screen. So from the welcome screen, I'm going to head into the part manager, and I'm going to take a look at the rollout front. This is the one that we covered as part of the part pricing video. And you'll see on this, I've got two different labor values entered for this component. I've got a labor setup. Now the labor setup value is entered for that type of component. So if I've got 100 rollout fronts on my job, I'm only ever going to get a labor value of 10 because it's a setup time for the component itself. And the labor each is the exact opposite. This is the number of minutes that we've got for each different rollout front. Now, being able to enter different labor times in the part catalog is really cool if we've got bespoke pricing going on with the component itself, or we know it's going to be a component that's going to take a little bit more time to manufacture, like for instance a rollout front, which is usually shaped. So I'm going to head back into my job now, and we're going to take a look at the rate table. And I'm back within my job, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to head through to reports, head through to the bid center, and then I'm going to head up to rate tables, and you'll see at the moment we've just got the accessory and the assembly pricing that's priced obviously per unit being applied without any labor costings coming into our job at the moment. So I'm going to head up to rate table, and we'll see down here I've got one rate table set up for individual labor. And if I go to setup in here, just to show you some of the bid methods that we've used. So we've got per hour of accessory labor, which is obviously the accessory labor that we added to our appliance. We've got per hour of assembly labor, which is the labor that we added to the assembly itself. Then we've got per hour of draw labor, per hour of rollout labor, per hour of parts labor, which is what we've just looked at. And then we've got per hour of total labor, which adds up all the labor in here as well. We can put individual costings in for the different areas of labor that we can add here. And we can also include a markup and a tax as well. So I'm just going to enable this. And again, if I go into internal mode and just look at the breakout, in here you'll be able to see all the different costings and the different times for the labor that are involved in all the different places where we can input labor directly. Hopefully you found this episode useful. Feel free to give us a like, share and subscribe. We're also on Facebook, that's facebook.com/thecabinetvisionguy, and Instagram too, that's instagram.com/thecabinetvisionguy. Join us in part 2 where we take a look at how we can build up a labour table and do some advanced labour costings. Cheers!